End of things. Zman Krishma. Huh? He just started this Zman. We get to the end of the Zman. Yeah. He's starting the Zman and we're finishing the Zman. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam v'amen.
I mean, Krishna in the morning. What time you start saying it?
Yeah.
That's actually be asking at the same time.
No, they have a sign. They have a sign.
Okay, so we did Zman Tefillin, Zman Tzitzis, Zman Yitches, Zman Tefillin, which is Zman Lamed, and I want to go back to Zman Krishma, which is Zman Nun Ches.
Back or forward?
It's really forward.
Nun Ches, you said?
Nun Ches, yeah.
Page Kuftzad Dalet?
I know. Reish Vav.
Reish Vav. Page Reish Vav. Got it.
Yesterday we were doing the Machlokes and Rishonim. What does it mean Mishayakir? Right? The Rajba holds that there's two separate Zmanim, and other Rishonim holds the same Zman. And that's why we're passing Shulchan Aruch. Like I said, in every Jewish calendar, if you look from the morning, there's Alois HaShachar, and then there's Mishayakir. What's Mishayakir? From when you could put on Tefillin, Tzitzis, and that's the earliest time of saying Krishma. Three things you could do at that time. Now, according to the Rajba, it's two separate times. The premise is what's it? The reason we wait for Tefillin Sheyakir, Malter says on Simalamed, because people are tired. People are very tired. Why did Chacham say not to wear Tefillin by night? So be'emes min ha'Torah is Laila Zman Tefillin. Shem Yafir Ban. He'll fall asleep, he's tired, and when he falls asleep, he doesn't have control on his goof. And a goof needs a tefillin needs a goof naki. So, Chazal say that the tefillin has a kedusha 21 times more than the tzitz. Tzitz, but Kohen Gadol wore, the tefillin is 21 times more. So the kedusha of the tefillin is unbelievable. The Chacham was scared that by night, so they said that not to wear it, but in the morning. That's always an issue, right? And maybe there's not going to be a gufnaki, right? So the Alter Rebbe brings from the Ramban that what is it that in the morning, Chazal were worried that right away Balois HaShachar is not as man kima l'roiv b'nei Odom. A few yuklach wake up that early in the morning by Balois HaShachar. Roiv b'nei Odom go get up a little later, and they were scared that the person is going to be still tired. Even if he got up by Balois HaShachar, he's going to be tired and he'll fall asleep. So they said, don't put on tefillin until Mashiach is Chaveda Berichuk Dal Damas, but that's the time that Roiv people already klicht out of bed. It's Tzachshan Achuchet.
What's the word?
It's Achuchet. It's a word probably in Russian. Achuchet means they're already not tired anymore, you know. Mavishin. Huh?
It's a game of shakal.
You ever heard such a word?
Shakol is
No. It's Achuchet. It's probably in Russian.
Nishnin Zakras.
Nishnin Zakras. It's Russian.
Okay.
It's like Jalke. It goes with Jalke. Today, they talk those words. But back then, they didn't speak these words in the Venkach. But so Metzachachurchet, they already woke up. So therefore, that's the Zman. But by tzitzis and by tefillin, Mashiach is a different logic. Like, isn't it funny? Like, according to the Rajba, I'm wondering. It's like, according to the Rajba, there's a different Zman for tzitzis and a different Zman for tefillin. Because everything is a different logic. It's a different logic for this and a different logic for this. Hashtayich, but there's a different Zman. Tefillin, Chazal wanted you to wait until Reib and the Adam wake up and get out of bed, and they're not tired anymore. And by tzitzis, the Yisa Moise was Chartam is Kol Mitzvahs Hashem. And the machloik is what does it mean? Until you have a drop of light, you can see the tzitzis, or you see more light, you can see the difference between chelis v'lov. Okay.
Isn't it like it's not
But we paskin not like the Rashba. We paskin it's the same Zman.
You say Zman
Zman Talis at Viln. And really it's Zman
right.
Krishma too. It's Zman Krishma, it's Zman Talis, it's Zman Viln. What's the connection between these three mitzvahs that mitnamol, all three mitzvahs ended up in the exact same time? So you could say, whatever, Azoi, it ended up in the same time, accidentally. Whatever, it's not a big kasha. I'm not asking a psapir. But I have a psapshat, and therefore I'm going back. We didn't do the whole Siman Unches. We looked at it a little bit, so we're going to do mitzvah, do the whole Siman Unches. So let's start. It's on page Reish Vov, Siman Unches, Hilchas Krishma, Siman Noyach, Hilchas Krishma, B'chasei, Bo Yud Aleph Sif. Okay. Krishma Shachri Var, V'Simen HaToyri. Shnei Mavshach B'chov Kumech. Yeshem Shapar Shel Hashem. B'Vad Men HaToyri, Mashnoi Pasha Shnei B'Shaf, B'Mas Kedivri Toyri HaKosim Adam. Yeshem Nefshigam Pasha Shnei Men HaToyri. Yeshem Shapos Krishma L'Vad, Shma Yisrael Men HaToyri. Mashanama v'dibarta bam shiftcha b'veisecha v'lakcha v'derech b'shach b'chov kumecha musal apostle lishim malvad. So there's three shittas. What's min ha'toyrim? First pasuk, also v'hafta, or also v'hoyim shemayim. Have a pasha tzitza shetiknu mishum schir tzitzim time. D'ivra kolam d'ivri seif mishum aski tzitzim time ifnei atzmai. Anyway, he mentions Tzis Mitzrayim separately. So the fact that you have to say the Pasha Shlish is Mishum Devisai. Well, Nefesh Yachim Al-Atzim Shaltor B'chol Mashen Gela Maisa B'chilukei Svarat Eiluk Moshe is born the Fanenu. Abal Nefesh should try to be machmir for himself. Yeah, the moshel, if a person is very tired and he gets up to say Shema, so he should be mishtadel to say at least until Vayomer Hashem Al Moshe Lemer.
We usually say the whole thing.
Yeah, but the person is very tired. His head is splitting. He's going back to sleep.
At least Shema.
Right. So, if he could, Bal Nefesh, not Bal Nefesh. Okay, so he'll just do Shema and Vahafta. Zman Krishma Mishal is Minatoira and Mishala Amad Hashach. The Zman Krishma is the Mishala. Why? Not because that's Yom. Because we already said many times that Krishma has nothing to do with Yom V'Layla, it has to do with Shach B'chov Kamecha. But Sha'oz mixes B'nei Adam Regil and Lakim with us. Even though there's very few people, Ariyam R'toyd of Kumecha, Loshin Yochid, when you wake up, Loimar, Sha'olch Ma'acher, Mute, Havalakoyre Koydem Lachain, Lo Yotzi Dei Chavos Min HaToyre, Sha'af Shemixes B'nei Adam Kam Gam Ken Koydem V'Lois HaShacher, Mikru, Vein Olchem Acher. There are people in ganze Meshiga. They wake up before Allah Shach. But this is B'chal Nishta Ben Adam. But Roi B'nei Adam, they start waking up when it's Allah Shach. But even then, it's Miyot. It's Ma'ot. The Torah says, Uv Kumecha Loshin Yochid. To say that even it's only Yechidim woke up, it's good enough. Chachamim also archoke begeder betik mishal ikra l'chatchila atzah shedarkim sharei bnei adam lokim emetosim. V'ayne shiur yem kol kach at sheiris chavede berichuk dal damas be'akirenem. V'hu shiroglim miktzatz. Shim roglim harbe yakiren afilu marachik harbe. Mimeine roglim klal lo yakiren afilu v'kiruv. Elo kamoy achsanya. Shirogalobe lekeitzit. Friend that he sees him mizman in a different city. How much light would he need to see him? Berichuk daladamas. That's the zman for scholars. The zman krishma.
Yeah, the swatches.
Yeah. The guy just came here 2 minutes ago. He just came here 2 minutes ago. So, huh?
Very cool.
Yeah. Okay. So let me say like this. First, like. B'chlal, all the mitzvahs and mitzvahs and b'yoyim is Mishal Amud HaShachar. Chazal said, no, we want you to wait until Neitzach Hama. And Rashi says, and we already spoke about it, Rashi says, a person is getting confused. He doesn't know the sun, the moon. Once you see the sun up, you don't make a mistake, the sun and the moon. But before the sun comes up, you think it's a Lois HaShachar, and really it's a big fat moon. So Chazal said, we want you to wait. If it's Harchoke Begeder, why didn't they say to wait until Neitzach Hama? This is Shinkash. Because, as we said, this has nothing to do with mitzvah. if it's something which was mitzvah sabayoim, versteh? It's not savashim mitzvah sabayoim. Has to do with the shog b'chov komecha, b'shoshim adam shochim, b'shoshim adam komem. People go to sleep, people wake up. So they said people start waking up. The yechidim start waking up by Elos Hashaka. But we want you to wait until
Everybody.
okay. That's the poshta pshat of what the Alter Rebbe is saying. But if you look, it's really it's a Ramban. The first Ramban of Masachas Brach. It's an angeschwollener Ramban. It's a huge Ramban. It's an angeschwollener Ramban. And you can read it a few ways. I think the pshat may be something else what the Alter Rebbe is saying. Taka, usually something that's Elois Shachar, we don't know if you understand the difference of the Elois Shachanat. Someone said, wait till Night Tzacham. Everyone could see the Chama comes up, wait till Night Tzacham. Why is it here different? When they say here, Archoke Begeder, the Alter Rebbe means a different thing. What do you mean Archoke Begeder? I want to explain the way I understand the Alter Rebbe, and the way I understand the Ramban. The Torah says, B'shar b'cho, when you wake up. Person is going to say, I wake up 2 o'clock in the morning. So I can say Krishma 2 o'clock in the morning. Still going to have a sheet about what happens when the person wakes up. The Friedrich Rebbe, the Chashoy, we still have to get to that. Okay. So I get up 2 o'clock in the morning. Truth, it's a headache for a person that wakes up early. It's like a headache. He's waiting for this. He's waiting. Then can man schon sagen Bechas Hashacha, then can man sagen Bechas HaToida, then can man schon sagen Krishma.
So tell you could see it to see some level.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about Birchas HaTorah next. So a person is going to say, listen, says I wake up 2 o'clock in the morning. Zog ich Krishma 2 o'clock in the morning. So how are you going to get him to not make that mistake? Also only Yechidim wake up, and because the Torah says of a is good enough. So Chacham said, no, you have to wait until Roiv B'nei Adam wake up. So then a person is never going to make a mistake and saying, I wake up 2 in the morning. Well, we're not talking about you. Even though Minat Torah, we go with the Yochid, but Min Rabbanon, we go with the Rabba. But if we would go with Din Torah, which would go with the Yochid, then a person get confused. But we go with the Yochid. So, you wake up 2 o'clock in the morning. You call me? I say, Chacham's like, you know what? Let's take it a different route. Let's tell everybody that even though the Torah said the we want you to wait until the Shachbacha of Kamecha Shel Harabim. Why am I Zoe trying to squeeze up pshat? Because now to me it's neicha that the Zman, why is the Zman of Tefillin and the Zman of Krishma and the Zman of Tzitzis are all Mishayakir Chaveda Berichik Daladamas, the way we pass on Shulchan. I think according to the Ramban, it clicks, it makes a lot of sense. I'll explain now, very simple. The Torah says, V'shachbecha Lashon Yachi. The Chacham said, when Roiv B'nei Adam wake up, and that's when you say Krishma. And the a mitzvah zuva same mitzvah sacheres is we know that Chazal say according to Toysis we'll pass in this way that whenever is the zman of Krishma is the zman of tzitzis. So just like Krishma we saying is when the Adam wake up, that's the zman. So also tzitzis that's the zman. We know these two zmanim are connected. At film also, it's midrabanon, but the rabbanon are scared that you're going to fall asleep. And when Mid the Adam wake up, they're tired. But when Oib and the Adam wake up, they're already rested. So kumto is that all 3 mitzvahs are in the same zman, and it comes down to the same thing because that's when Oib and the Adam wake up. So that's when Oib and the Adam wake up, and therefore they're not tired, and therefore I'm not scared that I'll fall asleep in the tefillin Hashem yafyechbam. And that's also when the Adam wake up, and the Chazal want that should be, even though the V'komecha, V'shachbecha is B'lashon Yochid, they want, you should dafka do it in this month. And Krishma and Tzitzis, the Chabunden, Rei Mitzvah Zu, Rei Mitzvah Achet. So all 3 mitzvahs really are not like, happens to be all 3 mitzvahs ended up at the same time. It makes sense that the 3 mitzvahs are at the same time. Okay, anyway, just a little bit of a topo. The Mitzvah is that that's the halacha. Halacha is that Krishma, Tzitzis, And tefillin is Mishayakir is Chaveda Berichu Daladamas, and that's talking the way we pass it. Okay, Menimshech Zmana, how long does it go? Atzoif. I'd say the one, okay, I said a bit last time, Baruch Hashem, the halacha is like the Rishonim that there is one Zman for these three mitzvahs. So the calendar is not so complicated. It's a little less. It's Alois HaShachar and then Mishayakir. Could you imagine you'd have Zman Tefillin, Zman Tzitzis, Zman Krishma, made it a little easier. And Mishayakir is one Zman. Okay. Nimshach Zmana, Ad Soiv Gimel Shos, Ma'alois HaShachar, Shutchid Zman Min HaTorah. There's 3 hours in the day. 3 hours we start counting from Alois HaShachar. We spoke already about this. So Yitchil Zman Min HaTorah Lefi Shesh Mix, Le'odem Shegel Loket V'Tosel. V'Soiv Gimel Shos Salayom, Kegon B'nei Melachim K'yotzim.
You change it to the
And the Sid that he changed, and the Gra also. The Tzemach Tzedek is Ma'oder, and we're going to learn it next week in the thing, in the Church of Tzemach Tzedek, that his Zayda and the Gra both held that no, that you set the clock for 3 hours for Krishma now from Alois HaShachar, you set it from Netzach Hama, just 72 minutes later, 72 minutes. So, which helps us a lot, which makes her, what time is my Krishma tomorrow? Huh?
six.
Huh?
What time is that?
Remember playground the pig?
Which one?
Zman Krishma tomorrow morning. What saves Zman Krishma?
Only Soifman
Soifman Krishma. Latest one, 9:30?
9:39.
9:39. Alter Rebbe? There'll be a few minutes. to pick it
M8
up.
903. I don't know what M8 is.
Huh? Oh, no. 9? Like Alter Rebbe?
After 9:30.
9:39.
And
If you would go
903.
according to this, it would have been La'erech 8:20.
We're gonna go with 903, after Rebbe, but Tanya is 939.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So it would have been about 8:20. So, Baruch Hashem, Alter
That's
Rebbe.
how different.
Very
Yeah.
hard.
The Alter Rebbe later decided that, we spoke about it, because the Alter Rebbe later decided that the Goyim Magerech. So if the Goyim Magerech makes more sense that the day starts, at least the Shos Hayom should be counted from sunrise to sunset. B'Shos Eilem Zmani Shechol Yom Bein Orach Bein Kotz Nechlok Yud Beishos Nitzal Oilam Revi Hayom Hu Zman Krishma Bein B'Yom Orach Bein B'Yom Kotzer V'Lachein Tzarech Lizor B'Mois HaChorev Lamar Likres Krishma Ma'achar Hayom Kotzer U'Revi Hayom Kotzeru. In the winter, when the short days, the Revi Hayom is very short, and you could easily miss Man Krishma. Mitzvah Mufcha Shloile Kreisa Miyad Sheyer Hayom Kishir Shenigboy. Ela Kebasikin Shemchav and the Kreisa Ma'at Koidem Netzacham Kadesh Yisayin Krishma Bechased and Go Yisrael Kim Netzacham. Shows man Tefillah Lechatchila Kemoy She's Bar B'Sem Peitas V'Ispalo Kadei She Listen Magvula Tefillah Mishoch Lachav Malasas Kein Tzchorim Ruba Me'oy Muftach Loi Shehu Ben Oilam Hab. So the Vasikin, even though you could read it Mishayakir, better to wait to read it right before Nate's. Next week we're going to learn some Tzedek, an interesting machlokes Rishonim. What's
Vasikin?
Vasikin? Rashi said, "Bnei Odom Hasidim Amadaikim b'mitzvah." Huh? Vasikin? Vosik. It's like Vosik Vakosa. The Shoydish of the word is Vosik.
What does Vasik mean? Meticulous?
Yeah. Yeah.
Stop with Yucky.
But also, yeah, Ayek Achos.
Let's say I down the meaning, sometimes they say, wait. Oh, Shema, no.
Right. Okay, we
They say
spoke.
Shema and Shema, okay, now let's say.
Yeah, there are people that do Vasikin, and it's beautiful. And in the Koisel Amarovi, there is beautiful Tadav Vasikin.
You read 1 million,
Right.
Shema is boom, sure.
Still, and you have different Nischos, Allah's and Ba'achdus at that moment. And there's always a big oilam that comes. People like it.
Always, most of the time, it's something.
Yeah.
When I go to the soul, I'm trying to open after listening.
It's unbelievable. That minyan is very, Okay.
Now, I never could figure out, I lived so many years in Eretz Israel, and I never could figure out how they arrived at the time of Netzachama and Shliach because the fact is, we cannot see the disk of the sun on the horizon at that time.
No, they go with a calendar.
So, okay, where does the calendar come from?
We spoke about it yesterday. There must be, it's a very simple scientific way to measure when the sun, at any point in the earth, at what point the sun is going to set and at what time the sun is going to rise.
Rise over what? Over
Sea level.
Okay, that's I know that's what people say over sea level. But who said where do you get this issue of sea level? Like let's say if
You're right.
Let's say if you're in the Himalayan mountains and so what will the sea level have to do with the Himalayan mountains?
It's a very good question. We discussed that a few months
Where
ago.
do you get this issue of sea level from?
I get that. That's true. And what you're saying is true. It's a true taina. Yes. First of all, that's what the Alter Rebbe holds, that the sunrise and sunset is not to do with the sea level. Is not to do with the sea level. That's why, according to the Alter
What does it
Rebbe,
have to do with?
the Alter Rebbe says it has to do with it has to do with if you were standing on a high mountain in Eretz Yisrael. So when we learned it then, I said I think the Alter Rebbe in his mind was that Eden belonged in Eretz Yisrael. So and if you were standing on the tallest mountain in Eretz Yisrael,
somebody in Haifa,
yeah,
mountains,
yeah, what,
taking the most
yeah,
Halom taking to
right,
the mikveh.
right, because the Gemara Taka says it was Har Carmel, and we said that's probably the Mocha of the Alter Rebbe. So Taka, that's why the Alter Rebbe. Well, the Poil and all the calendars, that's the Jewish calendars. They go with whatever scientifically is that when the sea level, when the sun sets and sun rises, that's the way they go. So the truth is, whatever they do at the Koisel Amarovi today might not be, Shimon Beis Hamikdash, and the Alter Rebbe will come and make his case, and he'll say it's not true. Sea level is not.
Down with amigos, you didn't have a clock.
Yeah, and in time of Chazal,
They didn't have how
they could not do that thing.
true. So that's why the Staka Machlokas Rishonim. What does it mean Vasikin? Some Rishonim say no, Vasikin means after the sun rises, because otherwise, how are they supposed to know?
When does the sun rise? Over the mountains or at sea level? Again, but the sun.
No, when they saw the sun,
When you see the
when they
sun.
saw it in Yerushalayim, there was Nivreshes. Helen made Nivreshes Shalzov. So we'll learn about it next week, Tuesday. That's what that some of the Rishonim said, no. It was the Gemara says that Heleni Amalka made a Nivreshes, and then when the sun, right, and that's when the Yidden said Krishma. Whenever the sun was on the Nivreshes, that's Vosikin.
Who says that was sea level?
That was obviously not sea level. It was much after the sea level. That's the Machloikas Rishonim here. No, the Machloikas Rishonim, the Sikim means before or after. Now, but what I'm saying is that Yesh Machlal Masai Manu. Obviously, if you hold like the Rishonim, that when the Anshi Yishalayim saw the Nivreshet and they saw the sun on it, that's when they said Krishma. And obviously, it wasn't to do with the sea level. It's to do when in Yerushalayim they could see the sun.
The sun was.
Now, the other Rishonim would say before, you could still say it has nothing to do with sea level. It has to do with 1 minute before. You could learn this way, you could learn that way. I'm just saying, Lepoil Mamish, all Jewish calendars today, when they say sunrise, sunset, they go with sea level. That's the Metzias.
We say in the time with amigos, they used to say Shema when they saw the sun on the Nivreshet.
And the Nivreshet,
Let's say it was a cloudy day and the Nivreshet wasn't shining yet.
Sakuta Kasha. What did they do
so
then?
It's half an hour late?
I don't know. It's a good Kasha. I don't know.
I go with the clock, you know exactly.
I asked several people in the Rabbanut who actually make the calendars, and they just couldn't give me a straight answer for anything. Could just tell me that that's a machine with the ball.
I know that Mekubal, but the Alter Rebbe doesn't hold that way. The Alter Rebbe holds that that's why there's a little bit of a discrepancy in the Zemanim, the Alter Rebbe, whatever. But Lepoil, that's the way everyone goes.
So where's the Alter Rebbe hold?
Alter Rebbe holds that sunrise and sunset is based on if you were standing in a high mountain in Eretz Yisrael. And if you're standing in a high mountain in Eretz Yisrael, at what point do you see that the sun came up, and at what time do you see that the sun went down?
So the people who are living, let's say, on the beach,
They have to scream up to the people on the mountain and ask them.
In Metzala, the people go in the morning to see the sun.
Yeah.
It's like exactly 3:57 or this. 2 minutes later, it's already too late. It's like that, and a minute.
so
Very, very
from the
interesting.
sun, from the sun is very, very, very much below sea level.
Right.
It's a high mountain.
No, but it's below sea level.
Yeah.
It's the lowest place on earth.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, even though it's a high mountain, but it's below sea level.
Yeah, it's below sea level.
So we don't see.
Right.
Oh, but it's interesting that it's
So
you
the
understand the mountain,
sunrise,
but below sea
the
level.
visible sunrise from the Sada would not be the same at all
It's
as the
Yerushalayim.
visible sunrise until they Tel Aviv beach.
Right. True. That's a good try. Okay.
It's earlier or later? Metzada, the light.
Well, depends. By Zricha or by Shkia.
Again?
Zricha, it's earlier. Later. Later.
Because the beach is lower.
The beach is really higher.
Let's say
It's
so let's say
the lowest
beach
one,
at the Yarden.
lowest level at the beach. So the Tel Aviv would see the sun before.
No,
Before the sun.
by Zricha, Tel Aviv will see it earlier. Yeah.
It's a couple of minutes, but they'll see
Yeah.
it before
Yeah.
the sun.
Maybe a couple seconds.
Here on the west. Interesting.
Okay. Mishaini yochel lachavan laskei. A person that can be machavan, he doesn't know what's the moment of sunrise. Ein lahaktem likris krishma sval kodim neitz achama ela achar neitz. If he doesn't know, let him do after neitz. Neshes zman tefillah lachatchilu achar neitz achama. Zman tefillah is like all the mitzvahs that you're really supposed to do after neitz achama. B'zman krishma nimshach revi hayoim lachatchilah. Shevasikim magdim en likris kodim neitz achama ma'at loy magdim shum cheves krishma. Ela kedei lachavan l'spal b'dim du mechama dahainu betchilas yot kemoy sheizbor b'sum peites. The reason the Vasikin daven Krishna before Netzach Hama, according to the Shita, is because they wanted to be Zizim Magdim, and right away by Netzach Hama to already be able to say Gol Yisrael and say Adonai Sfos Tiftach. Yesh Emrim Shegam Shum Cheves Krishma Magdim Alikris Koydem Netzach Hama. Shlachatchila, it's not only a din in Tefillah, it's also a din in Krishma. Shlachatchila Shlik Roisa B'Shashik Shas Kimel Revnei Adam. That's a din in Krishma, that the Lachatchila you should read it Taka when most people get out of bed. Vad Netzachama komem Rev Neodam. Sheni Shemach Netzachama B'nei Melochem. Who sleeps after Netzachama? All the B'nei Melochem. The Fikach Misheni Yochel Lachavan Laske Vasikin. Efshir Lisma Guloi the Tefillah Chatchila Lam Ken Yuchel Lachavan Sheyikir Lapochas Pasha Rishayna Kedem Netzachama Vadai. Vispalal Ach Netzachama Vadai. Vav Bishlo Vispalal B'dim Dumechama. Vim gam zelo yuchol chaman yikr krishma b'chazeh koordinate tzachama l'chatfila v'spalal achan tzachama v'lo yismogol l'tfila. So according to this shita, yois v'sikin is not only a din in tefillah, it's a din in krishma. So if the earlier the better, because you should reach Shema b'zman shukrima b'roi b'nei adam. So that if a person doesn't know, he should read krishma a few minutes earlier and tefillah a few minutes later, and he won't be Yisayimach Gula Tefillah because he doesn't know the exact moment. In order to be Yisayimach Gula Tefillah, you have to finish Gol Yisrael at the second of Netzach Hama and right away start Hashem Tzvos Tifla. And this guy doesn't know. So if you say that the main thing is Mitzat Tefillah, okay, so you do Krishma later. But if you say that it's a din in Krishma, there's a Maila, so second opinion holds no. He should do 5 minutes before sunrise when he knows Bavada, the sun didn't rise yet, he say Shema. And 5 minutes afterwards, he should do Tefillah. Vikik for Rishayna.
It's not something to Schloss,
I guess if the person could schlep, you should schlep. And if it's EF to schlep, I guess. Vikik is for Rishayna. The Iker halach is like it's for Rishayna. That really, Vasikin is nothing to. It's not a din in Krishma, it's a din in Tefillah. After became noch a loch shel svara achrayna, but the kroisa, the likra the pachas pasha rishayna kedem anetz. He should try to read at least pasha rishayna. Af b'shadan le'lo v'shitzus Tefillah. B'achan etzachama. Keren nekulim b'chasav isma gulu Tefillah. Im loy kora is a kedem neitz. He didn't read it before that. The tzibur is Baal they should do it as quick as he could. Mishu honest, kigon shamash kemolotzas l'derech miyad sholam l'shach l'mokim do the chayv listed. Shechtzarech lachs meir v'yot v'yavat. Amokim echel shegiz man krishma v'lo l'chavim b'kriyos afilu posel rishim l'bad. He's going to have to go on the road, and he's not going to be able to stop and have kavana b'krishma. Oy shebnei shiura holchem meir v'lo yamtinu klal v'derech shegiz man krishma sheyuchel l'amud l'chavim. That he should be able to stand and have kavanah. You don't really have to stand b'shas krishma, but the main thing is you have to have kavanah. If the person is running or walking quickly on the road, he can't be mechavan because he's looking on the road. So what should he do? Yochel kroise beveise miyad shalom adashach v'yismal gul l'tfila v'yispal l'fish v'mokam oines amidu dibrit al dibrit Torah. Because mokam oines Chazal didn't care. They said just do what the Torah said, and so then you can do it. Mishalom adashach etzmanu. Chazal didn't stand in your way. If it's a makam oinus, Chazal said, do what the Torah said to do.
What is that better for one in the airport down there? Take it that long. Early flights.
I'm going to have this tomorrow morning. My flight is 7:30. So I have to be in LaGuardia at 6:30.
What is it?
So I have to get into
much more forward than an hour.
No, an hour is good. An hour is good. The morning is not so traffic. No, if you get into the taxi at 5:30, you get there at 6:30. You're already there. And I have a SAT pre-check, so the line is never more than 5-6 minutes, and then you go to your gate.
Okay.
Where are you going this time?
I'm going to the bris. What happened was last time we got there, they found out that the baby's yellow. And it was not stam yellow.
There's a measurement.
Yeah.
You have to wait 1 week or 10 days. So
Yeah. So tomorrow's the bris. I'll try to do a Zoom. I'll send it to you. I'll try to do it tomorrow morning. Maybe I'll do it in the airport.
down in the plane is better than down in the
Davening in the plane is better than the airport.
Yeah.
You know that?
You sit on your place.
You sit in your place.
Why?
I've seen many times with people, even for gardeners, they make
a chil Hashem. Make a chil Hashem.
standing in the aisle.
Don't stand in the aisle. Sit in your seat. Daven the whole davening.
I see it for the laboratories.
I know.
They make
Make a terrible chil
They
Hashem.
go around asking to fill in it. First they block the aisle, and they
Yeah. No, asking for it. So I agree with. But standing in the aisle and making a chil Hashem is very bad. Sit in your place. If you have a long flight, so you can sit quietly. But sometimes you have people on your right and your left. You can't. So then probably it's Zabadin. Yesh mishoyme shodin kshesh. What is space beer? Mila. Oyemaro v'shmarim tichnunim achatfil tzechlemar tzpad yochalik l'krishma shalom l'shocher. So loyin Mila. So same thing because they take time for the Mila. So they want to do this shachris early, so you can do them on Lisa Shachar. Yeah, I would say the same thing. A person's flying and he could daven in his house more b'milchus hanefesh. But fourth, you should wait till Tchilas Lov. Okay, I really thought we're going to finish Mamish the whole Simon. Okay, we'll finish it off next week and we'll do also Simon Peites. And in Mitzvah Shem we'll do also Bechitza Torah. We'll get to the end of it before Rosh Hashanah.
When we airport in the Chabad also, but then it's a big sign. If Allah Chassidim come and say, hey, why you put it on the people? It's not the holy.
So they have his mom for the early Zman for a film. Okay?
Not only they don't put it on the people, they say
Why are you doing
it's night. Better to put film because these people were they fly not going to put film.
Yeah, they should put on film from Aloysa Shacher.
And let's say it's night, but at least they put film.
They should do it Aloysa Shacher, like the first sheet of Aloysa Shacher.
Right, and all this is fast. But the feel don't do it, but you know the guy.
Yeah. The guy's not going to put on films. They raise it. Okay, thank you everyone for joining us. It was really very nice that you joined us.
Welcome back. See you again,
Okay.
everybody. Cool.
Have a wonderful flight.
Thank you.
See you
Thank
later.
you.
Yes.
Cheers,
Same here.
Simchas.
And he's out.